Hi everybody, welcome back to Enjoying Retirement. Today we're going to take about a 2-mile hike along the Savage River in Denali National Park in Alaska. It's a simple hike, not much elevation gain to it. It's an out and back, out one side of the river, and you cross a bridge, and then you come back the other side. It's between 1.72 miles long, no real elevation gain, and pretty much open to anybody. As you can see, we were there in a rather cold day. Even though it was early June, it was what we call back here wintry mix. A little bit of sleet, some snow, some rain, and it was kind of breezy. But nonetheless, it was a beautiful hike and well worth the drive up there. It's about 15 miles from the entrance to the national park. Good parking lot, and you can also catch their shuttle bus. Beautiful drive, and you're going to see here in a couple of minutes we saw some animals that you just don't get to see this close or in that many places in the country, and it was well worth it. Just come prepared for the weather, come prepared for a muddy trek, have some good gloves on and a waterproof coat.
See
and
the
you'll
rocks
be fine.
right there? Go to and it's flat across the top. There he is, he's walking. He's coming down. He just went behind some trees.
And yep, I spotted that grizzly bear crossing a ridgeline heading down into the valley here. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the last time I saw him. I hoped I'd get better footage than that. And as we'll find out, I'm going to get some better footage. Still walking along the river. This is some big country up here. And it is still wild. At the beginning of the hike, there was a park ranger there who told us that a couple of Dall sheep were seen up in the hills. He let us use his binoculars. We got to see them from a distance, but fortunately, they were much closer to the trail when we hiked down it. Just enjoy the sound of water. There's a sheep down at the bottom. Now we're going to pan up and take a look at one right there. All told, we saw about 7 Dall sheep. And then pan up from that guy, and there's going to be 4 more up on the hill. Well, hill's a little misleading. These are mountains. Hike a little bit further on, and we just keep getting better views of everything. Now, what I want to show you here is I recorded this scene with a Osmo Action 3. I had it on 4K. This video's in 1080p, so I can digitally zoom in. But that's about as good as I can do on my Osmo Action. It's great for taking landscapes and wide things, but you can't beat a real camera. And this is my M50 Mark II with the 70-200 f4 lens underneath it. And you are now watching the same scene I just filmed before. And I'll show you in a moment how I did that. But those are the 2 scenes filmed simultaneously with each camera. My wife took a picture of me while I was filming this, and here you can see my setup. I've got my Canon Mark 50, M50 Mark II with my 70-200, and on top of that, I have my Osmo Action 3 setup. It's a great traveling setup because you can get both the wide angle, and as you can see here, you can then use the other camera to get the close-ups that you would never be able to get with an action camera. And I really like being able to intersperse the 2 in a video like this one. So we spent quite a while watching the Dall sheep. Some good rams here, almost a full curl. And we're going to keep moving on the hike here in a little bit. But, a few last glimpses of the sheep. Okay, moving on down. We're about to hit the halfway point. Just enjoying the river some more. The river itself is about 27 miles long, and I found one source that tells me that the name Savage River came from an early surveying expedition in the area, and they had gotten lost in this river valley and were running very low on supplies. And one of the surveyors, John Savage, recognizing that they were in pretty dire straits, recognized that he may have had to sacrifice himself in order to keep the others alive. He said he was the oldest and least fit and felt like he was a burden on the others. But fortunately, a rescue party showed up with supplies before they had to break out the salt and pepper. So, all good. But in honor of his willingness to be sacrificed, they named this river the Savage River. Now here's my bear. Turns out he did cross the pass up there and came straight down, crossed the trail we were on, I believe after we walked past him, crossed the river, and now he's on our side of the river. What you see there on the right to the right of him is a bench and the trail. That's the trail we're supposed to be walking. But hey, when you come upon a grizzly bear, you let him go wherever he wants to go. So we stayed back quite a ways. Again, this is using my telephoto lens, and we enjoyed watching the bear. For a moment there, as he was watching us, I wasn't sure if he was deciding that we looked better than the roots and grubs he was digging, but fortunately he stayed down there. A lot of power in those animals, and it's a joy to watch a wild bear in action. Though I wasn't real keen when he started walking back our way. But fortunately he changed his mind. And eventually he just kept walking down the trail in the same direction that we had to go. So we headed up into the tundra, the side of the mountain there, and gave him a nice wide berth. Wasn't easy walking, but he didn't want to get down anywhere near him. So here's my wife walking through it. She wasn't real fond of doing that, but hey, it's better than becoming dinner. All right, trail's over. We're back on the road, looking to the west of the Savage River. Now, just a few more critters. Here is a short-beaked seagull that is nesting up there. And on the drive back, we found this beautiful caribou feeding contentedly right along the road. Don't get to see many of them in the lower 48. So we enjoyed him for a while, and then driving on a little bit further, we came upon this willow ptarmigan, a type of a grouse, very common up there. And finally, found this guy, big bull moose. And he was kind enough to let me film him while he just went out and did his thing. These guys are big. And don't let their docile looks fool you. They're also mean. So don't crowd them, give them their space, just like everything else. So, as he eats his lunch, we're going to fade out of here, and that's going to do it for us. I hope you enjoyed this. If you ever get a chance, make the drive, and enjoy that walk. You might see some things that you just don't get to see anywhere else. Well, as always, I am enjoying retirement. Thanks for watching.